Hello everybody, this is Hiroya. I'm here today in New Paltz, New York. It's upstate New York, right?
Correct.
2 hours from the city. And I'm here today at wonderful guitar builder, Eric Weigeshoff. This is Eric.
Hello.
And he is Skytop Guitars.
Yes.
This is one of them. And he builds a very unique, beautiful guitar. So I want to ask some questions to Eric. And I'm here today because he emailed me about a week or 2 weeks ago, because he knew that I was in the area to play a show. And then he was asking me if I, stop by. So
yeah, I'm glad
I
you did.
stopped by. Yeah, thank you. On my way back home to go to the venue tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're all looking forward to hearing you play tonight.
Thank you. Yeah.
So welcome.
Thank you very much. So, as you see, this is one of your new guitars.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. I've been, doing this sort of thing for a while, but this one is for the Lacana Guitar Festival, which will
Washington State.
be in Washington State.
It's the next week?
Next weekend.
Okay.
Correct. As you could see, and as you noticed as you've been here today, my guitars don't have a traditional sound hole in them.
Right.
They have two side sound ports, which allow for the air escape, and allows me to, do things differently. I brace differently. I use different tone woods, yeah.
Yeah, so I asked you before, but you hear all the same questions at the same time.
Yeah.
Why you don't have a sound hole, right?
Yes.
You get tired of it.
I sometimes get tired of it, but as if someone's asking the question, at least they're interested in the guitar, right? And I said at certain shows, if I get really tired, I'll just put a sign up with all the answers to the normal questions that I'll get.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I enjoy when people are inquisitive about it and want to learn something, because this is not something that you see all the time.
Right.
I mean, if you go to the high-end Luthier shows, you will see more stuff like this.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I'm the only person right now who's just doing this. And people have experimented with it over time.
Yeah.
For hundreds of years, people have been tinkering with the guitar. But at this point in time, I'm your man. Yeah.
Yeah. And he let me play this guitar a while ago. And what I can say is you have to play the guitar. And because this is a great experience. I mean, of course, looks great.
Thank you.
If I, see online or pictures, right? But if you experiment, the sound coming from this, it's very intimate feeling.
Yeah,
and it's a special feeling,
And it's interesting because it doesn't affect the sound in front of the guitar. Right. Because sound doesn't quote come out of the holes of the guitar.
Yeah.
It comes off of the soundboard vibrating, right? So when these guitars are mic'd, you put the mic right here.
Right here, okay.
Just as you would in any guitar. But for the player, it gives you this experience of sort of being in a bubble.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And so it has a sense of intimacy to it, as you put it, and then also a sense of immediacy. Where the sound is right there.
Right. Yeah.
And I think you probably, if you're particular, you'll hear things that you didn't hear, or that you wouldn't hear with a normal guitar.
Oh, okay.
So you might
even mistake.
You might hear more mistakes.
All right, good
maybe
parts.
Maybe not. Not with you, but
that's good, because even like you hear more details, right?
It's details.
You can be a better player if you hear more details.
Correct.
I think.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I've heard that from a lot of people who have either play my guitars or have bought my guitars, and that when they start playing them, they start hearing things they never heard before.
Oh, okay.
And they're sort of surprised by it at first, but then it just becomes the overall experience of the guitar.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting. Beautiful.
Thank you. And that's quilted maple back and sides. And that's a really high quilt, as you can see.
Yeah.
And Swiss spruce is the soundboard on that.
Which is very responsive.
Yes.
It's like an Engelmann spruce, a little bit? Or not
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, I would say it's in the realm of Engelmann.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
Good for fingerstyle, like
yeah, exactly.
sensitive.
It's not like an Italian spruce,
Okay.
but it's it definitely has the same, quality. It's hard to tell them apart.
Yeah, that's
sometimes.
right. Yeah, it's a combination.
I have to think sometimes of like,
exactly.
wait, which one is that?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I write everything down.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Ebony fingerboard, ebony bridge,
Mm-hmm.
and this is
Oh, that's maple.
maple. It's very nice.
I just always inlay either the back of the guitar, or sometimes I'll use different colors,
Okay.
and I'll do a poured resin, and so I'll do a resin 12th fret, and sometimes the end graft will be resin.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes if I do a bevel, the bevel will be resin as well.
Oh yeah, this is
That's
friendly feature.
that is definitely a friendly feature,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Especially if
So
you're
smooth.
a smaller person.
Right. Yeah, it's very nice.
A lot of people want
Mm-hmm.
that now, and it's really a pain in the butt to do. But it's
Takes time, right?
It's really worth it in the
Okay.
grand scheme for ergonomics and comfort over time. It's really something that benefits a lot of players.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, lots of people are tired of big bodies,
Yeah.
sitting down.
Yeah, and I don't think, a skilled luthier can make a really small guitar sound really big. And I think that the trend now is going towards smaller body
Smaller
guitars.
body.
I don't think, there's still a place for the jumbo, and a place
Yeah.
for the dread. But I think that if you see more modern guitars, they all tend to be a little smaller.
Right.
And part of that is playability, comfort for the
Yeah.
player, ergonomics, all those things. But part of it is if you can make a small guitar sound like a big guitar, then why would you have a big guitar? Right.
That's right. Yeah.
So.
And this is kind of like similar to OM size, mid size,
Yeah, I call this a grand concert.
grand concert.
So it's approximately the size of a Taylor grand concert.
Oh, I
so
see.
about
Okay.
15 and a quarter off the lower bout,
Yeah.
and 8 and 3/4 at the waist, and 11 and a quarter up top.
Okay.
Which is sort of, it's OM-ish,
OM-ish.
and it's a little deeper than a traditional OM.
Right.
So
Yeah, that's true.
this is like 4 3/8 inch deep,
So
and
this is
a
a nice.
traditional OM would be a 4 1/4. So just a little more depth.
Yeah, a little more low end. You think?
Yeah.
And this is fan fret, as you see.
Yes, and that has a 25/4 to 24/9 scale, which is 25/4 is your standard Martin scale, and 24/9 is your standard Taylor's
Yeah.
short scale.
Short scale.
And so it's only a half inch, so it's not hard to play.
Right. Yeah. It's
Sometimes
not too crazy.
Yeah, if it's an inch and a half,
Yeah.
like your hands have to stretch into weird places for chords and such, and with a half inch, you barely feel that it's there.
Yeah. I felt very natural. To
Yeah.
play. Yeah.
And it's great for when you drop, you drop the string.
Yeah. Low strings.
Yeah, low strings stay in tune much better. But it's not going to be so far out there where it's not playable.
Right.
I have a lot of people, pick up these guitars at a show, and they'll be playing it for 5 or 10 minutes, and then they'll go, "Oh wow, it's a fan fret," and they just had no idea because it's just, just a little one. you know, and
Yeah.
it just takes the edge off it.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
And it does, I believe, I used to think it was a bunch of hooey,
Uh-huh.
and what I realized is, in the grand scheme of things, there's no downside to it. There's only upsides.
But you do a regular.
I do, yeah, but I would say that most of the guitars that leave my shop have a fan fret on them.
Oh, okay.
Most people are just, they're getting hip to it, and they go like, oh wow, that really
Yeah.
does make a lot of sense. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
So it is one of those things that I think will benefit
Yeah.
fingerstyle players specifically.
Yeah, with the alternate tunings. Too.
Yeah. Anytime you're alternate tune, I mean, you know, if you're a strummer, there's no real reason
Yeah,
for it.
right.
But if you're dropping the D or playing dadgad or open D or even open C,
Yeah.
you know, you're really going to want something that has a multi-scale on it
Yeah.
to really just take full advantage of what
Exactly. Yeah.
what
yeah.
is available to you.
Right. Because I don't have a fan fret guitar, but I have to put the thicker strings for the 6th string because I drop down to D, right?
Yeah.
And so every time.
So you're on 13s.
13, yeah, and
13, 56?
56.
Yeah.
But I put the light gauge in the middle, so it's a combination. So
Yeah, you know,
But,
a couple of people are now doing that. Like Elixir actually has a set called Medium Lights,
yeah,
which are 13, 56,
Yeah.
and the normal is like 16, 24, 32, 42,
okay, yeah,
and then two big, you know.
yeah.
So it's, or 44 there, sorry. But yeah, so a lot of people do that
Yeah.
as well.
But the thing is, if I do that, when I change to standard tuning, it gets too tight.
Exactly.
But for this fan fret, you can put a light gauge and you can still drop down.
Or you could just stay with a medium set,
Right, medium set, okay.
you know, and like set the guitar up a little higher, have a medium set on it, and then when you drop down, you're really getting some growl to it.
Okay, yeah.
You know,
right.
like that really, really bassy sound, which, you know, if that's what you're after, then
Yeah.
go for it. You know?
Maple neck.
Yes. It's a flame maple neck.
And it's got a little, how do you call it, little flat shape.
It's I call it like a shallow C.
Okay, shallow C,
But it's
very comfortable.
It's a comfortable thing, especially if you have smaller hands.
Yeah.
You know, it's not that old chunky Gibson feel.
No.
It's more of a modern, sleek feel.
Yeah.
But it, you know, it also depends on the player, and if you're going to order a guitar.
You do V shape too?
I'll build a clarinet. You know? I'll do whatever you want.
Okay.
But yeah, for the most part, when people, I get very few people who talk to me about the neck shape. You know, they're like, "What do you build?" I said, "I build. You know, if you play a Taylor or Collings or anything like that, I build that shallow C because everybody's happy with that shape for the most part. So very few people go, oh, I want it a little thicker or I want it a little thinner or, but they do. When they do, I'm able to do that.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah. And another feature is no end pins.
Yes, the pinless bridge.
Pinless bridge.
Which
I think is great.
Yeah, it's nice not to have the pins, and it's, you know, as I was explaining to you, it's very easy to string it because you string it through the body. You just put the hand in and push the string straight up through the center. And once you learn to do it, it's actually faster than
because
doing
there's a hole here. You can put your hand and
your whole head in there if you want.
Yeah. Everything you can see it from the hole. Yeah.
And it, you know, having those holes allows you to see what a guitar looks like on the inside. Because you never really get to understand what's in your guitar.
Right.
And what, you know, you just see through the hole and you see like the, you know, back braces, but what do we call it? You get to see how the sausage is made.
Yeah, see-through kind of. Yeah.
It also forces me to build a lot cleaner.
Yeah.
You know, so
make sure everything is
no glue squeeze out, all those things that can't happen.
right. Beautiful.
Thank you. So you want to play for us?
Sure. Beautiful.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, thanks
so much, Eric.
Thank you for having me
Thank
at
you.
my shop, and thank you for coming.
Thank you. Great.
And can't wait to see you tonight.
Thank you.